What if I told you that digital access isn't the only issue? Even when we do have access, we are still being censored. Hey, what up, y'all? My name is Reagan, and welcome to The Shell. Today, we're continuing our conversation on the digital divide, censorship, and how we reclaim our history through immersive and creative technologies. Think about this. If you search for certain indigenous or Black historical events, why is it so hard to find reliable information? And why do social media platforms silence posts about racial injustice but allow misinformation to spread freely? That isn't by accident.
You find Earth boring, just the same old, same thing. Come on, sign up with Outerspaceways Incorporated.
Whose voices are heard and whose are silenced? And that's one of the biggest threats to cultural preservation today. Who decides what we see? It's not just about visibility. If social media platforms can decide which voices get amplified and which get erased, they're actively shaping history in real time. Take our good old TikTok, for example. Back in 2020, Black creators started noticing that their content, especially posts supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, was mysteriously disappearing from their feeds. Some were shadow banned, meaning their videos didn't show up for followers, and others found their accounts muted, taken down, or even labeled as sensitive content. Meanwhile, harmful misinformation, racist content, and white supremacist videos were allowed to thrive. And the censorship does not stop there. It extends into artificial intelligence and civic technology. Now, AI's role in digital erasure plays a big part. The data is biased. Let's talk about facial recognition technology, something that was supposed to make security better, but has ended up just reinforcing racial discrimination. Multiple studies have shown that facial recognition misidentifies people of color at much higher rates than it than it does white counterparts. For example, law enforcement agencies in the US have used these flawed AI tools, leading to wrongful arrest of Black individuals. Imagine being accused of a crime you didn't commit just because an algorithm couldn't tell a Black or brown face apart. A 2019 study found that some facial recognition systems misidentified Black women 35% of the time, while white men had almost 100% accuracy. And that is not a glitch. That's built-in bias. And it's not just facial recognition. AI search engines prioritize mainstream narratives, burying or distorting or distracting our real stories. The less we show up in digital spaces, the easier it is to rewrite our history. Banned language and data manipulation is so much easier, and it leads to quiet erasure. It's not just happening in algorithms, it's happening in government policy. Certain agencies have flagged words like women, climate, reparations, marginalization as terms to avoid in official reports. If you can't name the issue, how can you fight it? When the language disappears, so does the ability to have the conversation. And erasure doesn't just mean deleting history. It means controlling how it's talked about, who can talk about it, and what words they can use. So what can we do? We can't trust the system to preserve us, but what if we created archives that couldn't be erased? In the next part of this episode, we're going to talk about how we can take control of our narratives using creative and immersive technologies, community-driven archives, and immersive storytelling. If this resonates, follow The Shell on TikTok and YouTube, because the best way to fight digital erasure is by making sure our voices are louder than the algorithms that try to silence it. TikTok to you later.
As a condition of your release, you're going to be assigned to the drone surveillance program.
You will only be placed on level 1. If you stay on track, These conditions will be lifted within 6 months for good behavior.
Yeah, but how do all of these conditions make me free?
A bill was passed recently. It was designed to reduce mass incarceration and high incidence of police brutality. Are you familiar with drone technology and artificial intelligence?
Yes, ma'am, I'm very familiar.
You're welcome to opt out. Serve the remainder of your sentence.
Be mindful of what you do and what you say, because they are learning by watching and observing us. Everything we do is a reflection of how this technology will be. So if you want these robots to have your back, then you better start teaching them how.
Sure. When we're out in the field, when we encounter suspects, I'm immediately viewed as an enemy, when all I'm trying to do is my job.
And we'll be monitoring and processing all.
You will only be placed on level